I really admire his dedication and commitment to the craft, because, you know, I kind of told him, you know, what was wrong about it. Making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who would pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did, you can't get away with.
I know that.
You won't believe what just exploded around the Harris family. The entire hip-hop world feels like it just froze in disbelief. What was supposed to be a chill, regular day flipped into a full-blown nightmare nobody saw coming. Destiny really played a cruel game this time, and the pain running through Atlanta tonight is unreal. King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I., is now fighting for his life in the ICU. His skin pale, his body tangled up in wires and tubes, while his parents stand behind that cold glass, completely shattered. Fans who once watched this young man flash jewelry, cars, and endless confidence can't even process what they're seeing now.
Let the man walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
We have
that. So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, you know, it just, he
as new.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. Yeah. That does come with some, you know, it's some adversity. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your business.
Yeah.
That bright kid full of life lying there motionless. Nobody ever imagined this story would turn so dark so fast. But here's where things get straight up chilling. This wasn't just some wild fight gone wrong or a random accident. Nah, something much darker went down behind those prison walls that night. People inside say King was calm, quiet even, walking away from the usual noise, trying to get his mind right. He told a few people he needed to think about his next move. Maybe figure things out before lights out. Minutes later, chaos. Screams ripped through the block like thunder. Alarms blared, guards came running, and then silence. Cold silence. When they found King, he wasn't moving. Doctors rushed him to the hospital, but the damage was already deep. Not random scratches or scuffles, but brutal injuries. The kind that make you wonder if somebody wanted to send a message. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get worse, word broke that the surveillance cameras caught nothing. Every feed blacked out, every angle gone. Like someone made sure the truth would never be seen. T.I. and Tiny raced to the hospital that same night. Eyes red, hands trembling, calling out their son's name. But the only sound echoing back was the beeping of machines barely keeping King alive. Nurses whispered quietly, afraid to even speak too loud, saying the thing everyone feared. His condition's critical.
T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his actions.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in, then admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then...
So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this.
Outside, hundreds gathered. Fans, friends, even strangers. Lighting candles, crying, begging for a miracle. Social media lit up instantly. Hashtags, clips, prayers everywhere. But under all that love, a darker current was building. Whispers turning to suspicion. What if this wasn't random at all? What if somebody wanted King gone for real? Inside the prison, talk started spreading fast. People speaking in low tones said King had crossed the wrong ones. Not just inmates, but higher-ups. The type of people who pull strings from the shadows. Word was, he stumbled onto something he shouldn't have. Dirty money deals, contraband sneaking through, and even officers allegedly taking cuts. If that's true, he wasn't just another young man behind bars. He was a threat. And in a place like that, threats don't last long. When the Harris family demanded answers, the warden said all the camera footage was gone. Malfunctioned. Every file deleted, every backup missing. Too perfect of a coincidence. T.I. lost it right there.
And you can, you know what I'm saying, kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion. My son, think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep it up, his ass going to prison.
Then he want to talk about some other like this being shit. Just being shit.
Emotional.
No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You over here flagging. You're cat late night. And then it's just you and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act off, son. All like this in front of all your people. Say your mama I said happy Mother's Day. And then Karen in my face and shit. Like what?
Man, damn. Yeah, that's I ain't see that one coming. You know
Really?
what I mean? Nah, I didn't.
The man known for his pride and composure broke down in front of everyone, shouting through tears, "I don't care about justice. I just want my boy to live." That line hit millions online like a punch to the gut. People started wondering, why would he say that? Did he already know this wasn't just a random brawl? Did he know who was behind it? Then came the real twist. A nurse's leaked voice note hit the internet. In that quiet, trembling voice, she said, "This wasn't random. Someone wanted him gone." That sentence turned the whole situation upside down. Suddenly, this wasn't about a fight. It was about betrayal, silence, and fear, spreading through every corner of the city. People started connecting dots nobody even knew existed. Each rumor, each new leak felt like another piece in a puzzle that nobody was ready to finish. As doctors warned that the next 24 hours would decide everything, the tension in that hospital could break steel. Each slow beep of that monitor felt like a countdown to either hope or heartbreak. Tiny broke down completely, crying until her body gave out, while T.I. just stood there, eyes hollow, staring through the glass at his son, like the world around him had already stopped. Glass whispering, "Hang on, son. Daddy's here." Those words cut through the silence like a knife. The look on T.I.'s face said it all.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this, a lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
This wasn't just pain. It was pure heartbreak happening in real time. He looked like a man trapped in his own nightmare, watching the world crumble piece by piece. But right when everyone thought this story couldn't twist any harder, it did. While the Harris family prayed for a miracle, new voices from inside the prison started speaking up. People ready to risk it all and finally expose what really went down that night. Inside that hospital, the tension was so thick you could barely breathe. King's condition was falling apart by the minute. His heartbeat kept jumping, spiking, flatlining, like a storm raging inside his chest.
Stand by right here for me. There you go. 10 extend, 1 to 10. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down. Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. I'm just set this down right here. Can you step out for me? Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You sure?
I'm gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't feeling this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out.
Nigga, I ain't twisted. So what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping.
Doctors whispered about swelling in his brain getting worse with every hour. Every second felt heavier than the last. Tiny couldn't stop crying, whispering, "Please, baby, fight," while holding on to hope that was slipping through her hands. T.I. just stood there, eyes hollow, staring at the floor, looking like a man who'd already lost everything once before. The whole place felt haunted by grief and desperation. Panic, prayers, and pain hanging in the air like smoke after an explosion. Everyone waited. Fans outside, cameras rolling, prayers flooding timelines, begging for King to wake up. But that night, destiny flipped the script again. By morning, whispers about a setup had exploded into full-blown chaos online. Nobody was buying the prison fight gone wrong story anymore. The internet called it what it looked like. A hit. Cold, planned, ruthless. Then came the twist that shook the world.
Get out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
Treat mine like you treat yours.
Why y'all got so much time, bro? Why y'all always gotta have?
What is it about
man? It's not illegal to have.
Well, in the manner in which you're portraying in the lifestyle, it don't look legitimate, sir.
Because I'm not supporting no whole. I'm not supporting. I'm not.
What kind of parents don't support their kids and they'll goddamn slide?
Bigger than you.
Popping it. So just go swear pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand.
I've been seeing him around through there a lot.
You gonna raise your own hand?
I've been seeing him around too like that.
Huh?
Well, when you got it ain't lame, it ain't. I know that. When y'all got around those people,
they call it's not the possession of and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A leaked voice note from someone claiming to be a prison staff member. In it, they said guards were ordered to stand down just minutes before the attack. That one message changed everything. Was someone inside working with people on the outside? Who gave that order? Nobody knew for sure, but one thing was certain. Something smelled dirty. Fans flooded the internet calling it the biggest betrayal behind bars. While the world demanded answers, officials stayed silent. That silence made everything feel even darker, like a cover-up in motion. Meanwhile, T.I. tried to keep himself together for the cameras, but you could see it breaking him apart in real time. Every tear became a headline. Every sigh became a story. And then came the line that shattered the internet. He said, "If my son doesn't make it, the world's gonna burn." Nobody could tell if that was a man mourning or a man warning, but it sent shockwaves through every feed. And as if that wasn't wild enough, T.I.'s old enemies started crawling out from the shadows. One rapper posted a cryptic line, "When you play with fire, it reaches your family." That one post sent social media into a frenzy. People started digging through old beefs, old rivalries, trying to connect dots and figure out if this was revenge. Atlanta streets were burning with tension, candles glowing, chants rising, justice for King. Echoing through the night, the city wasn't mourning anymore. It was furious. The anger felt alive. The air buzzed with energy, fear, and defiance. People wanted names, answers, truth. This wasn't about one young man fighting for his life anymore. It had become a battle between the people and the entire system. Videos of Tiny collapsing in the hospital hallway went viral within minutes. Her screams, "They wanted to kill my baby," echoed through every platform, leaving millions stunned, broken, and furious. Then came the coldest detail of all. Doctors revealed King's injuries were caused by a weapon made from a padlock inside a sock. That one detail said everything. This wasn't a scuffle. It was an execution. The wounds were too precise, too deliberate, too intentional. Guards were right there, and didn't move until it was too late. The Harris family felt betrayed down to their souls. They had once believed that no matter what, even behind bars, there were still some rules that couldn't be broken. But that belief died that night.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of woosah yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think, you know, because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document and like, I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age.
It felt like every bit of justice had been erased. Just when the family started demanding answers from officials, another twist dropped like a bombshell. Within days, Atlanta turned into a scene straight out of a movie. Crowds outside the hospital growing bigger by the hour. Camera flashes lighting up the night sky. Reporters camping out on sidewalks. And social media exploding into an all-out digital war zone. The city wasn't sleeping anymore. It was boiling. Some screamed corruption, others whispered karma, and a few said it was revenge. Something written in the streets years ago finally coming full circle. But then came the twist that made jaws drop everywhere. An anonymous voice recording appeared online. And what it revealed sent shockwaves through the entire country. The internet lost its mind when that audio dropped. The voice was shaky, scared, barely more than a whisper. We were told to make it look like a fight, but the target was King. Those words hit the world like an explosion. Nobody could confirm if the clip was real, but it ripped open wounds the Harris family had been trying to heal for days. After that leak, silence wasn't an option anymore. The world stopped believing in coincidences. Every headline, every hashtag, every whisper became a question mark hanging over the truth. Journalists started digging deep, pulling old receipts, tracing T.I.'s past like detectives. They dug into his former deals, the betrayals, the enemies who never forgave him, and the grudges that money couldn't erase. Suddenly, old names started resurfacing, familiar ones, the kind tied to unfinished business and missing cash. Some said this whole thing was a message, a warning that fame doesn't make you bulletproof. Others insisted King had stumbled into something much darker inside those prison walls. Something he was never meant to see. Maybe it was corruption. Maybe it was a secret that could shatter reputations. But everyone agreed on one thing. The hit was too clean, too calculated, too perfect to be random. Somebody planned this. Destiny had turned cruel, twisting hard against the Harris family, trapping them in a nightmare that wouldn't end. Inside the hospital, hope felt like sand slipping through their fingers. King's condition wouldn't hold steady. One moment stable, the next spiraling. Alarms screamed, machines beeped, doctors rushed in like ghosts. Each heartbeat felt like a coin flip between life and death. Nurses whispered updates with faces pale from sleepless nights. T.I. hadn't left his son's side in days. Beard rough, eyes red, shoulders slumped under the kind of pain no man could carry. Tiny sat by King's bed whispering, "You're strong, baby. Come back to us," gripping his hand like it was her last tie to life itself. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Whispers that King's monitor flatlined for a few seconds that night. The room erupted in chaos. Doctors shouting, wires snapping, alarms blaring, hands flying everywhere trying to pull him back. Everyone thought it was over until that faint beep, beep, beep broke through. King was alive, barely but alive. Outside the crowd went wild. People cried, hugged strangers, and fell to their knees praying. Atlanta felt like one giant heartbeat. Fear and hope pulsing together in the night air. But as the city prayed, the line between truth and lies started to blur. Every hour, a new theory popped up online, spreading like wildfire. Some whispered a guard had been paid off. Others said a rival rapper's crew was behind it, a street message wrapped in blood. And then came the wildest talk. That this was bigger than prison politics, bigger than street revenge. Some said it was part of a larger industry play, a cold warning to anyone who dared speak too loud. Nobody knew what to believe, but everyone knew this. It wasn't just about a young man fighting for his life anymore. This was a system cracking open for the world to see. T.I. snapped that night. Cameras caught him storming out, eyes blazing, shaking with fury. "If you don't protect my family, I'm gonna burn this system down," he shouted. That clip detonated online in seconds, spreading like digital fire. Some said it was the cry of a broken father. Others believed it was something deeper. The sound of a man who knew too much and was done being quiet. The internet blew up with questions nobody could answer. Why did every camera fail? Why did guards freeze up? Why did witnesses suddenly disappear? Each question pushed the truth deeper into the dark, and that silence made the story heavier by the minute. Through the long, sleepless nights, the Harris family stayed in that waiting room.
I really admire his dedication and commitment to the craft. Cause, you know, I kind of told him, you know, what was wrong about it.
A lot of people hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't get no sleep. And the truth be told, before this look, I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house.
Silent, shattered, and surrounded by chaos. Tiny prayed in whispers while T.I. just stared at the floor, eyes hollow, reflection fading in the hospital glass like a ghost of the man he used to be. Outside, red lights flickered as thousands of candles burned in King's name. The whole city seemed to stop breathing, waiting for either justice or a miracle. But deep down, everyone could feel it. Something massive was coming, and it wasn't going to be peaceful. By the final night, the hospital looked like a fortress. Guards at every entrance, fans chanting in the streets, cameras flashing non-stop. Inside, though, the silence was deafening. Dim lights, tense faces, and doctors moving with dread. This wasn't just tragedy anymore. It felt like a breaking point, a moment where truth and power were about to collide. Days blurred together. No sleep, no food, just fear and prayers. Then came the moment no parent ever wants to face. Doctors quietly warned T.I. and Tiny that if King didn't improve soon, they might have to consider removing life support. Those words sliced through the room like a blade. T.I. exploded, voice shaking the halls. No one decides my son's fate but God. His voice echoed through the sterile air, shaking everyone to their core. You don't get to choose when my boy's story ends. Outside, Atlanta froze. The crowd had doubled overnight. A sea of faces glowing in candlelight, holding signs that screamed justice for King. And the system failed him. Even people who'd never met the Harris family were sobbing, praying, hoping for a miracle to shatter the silence. The city wasn't just mourning, it was roaring. Then out of nowhere, the internet got hit again. Boom! A brand new anonymous Instagram account appeared and posted one single chilling line. The sins of the father fall on the son. This was never about King, it was about T.I. Within minutes, the post vanished, deleted like it never existed. But screenshots spread like wildfire. The internet exploded again. Fans connecting dots, building theories, pulling up old feuds and forgotten headlines. Suddenly, people weren't just talking about the boy in the hospital. They were asking what ghosts from T.I.'s past had come back to collect. Maybe this wasn't just tragedy. Maybe it was payback. Destiny crashing back to settle old scores. The world watched in disbelief as it felt like fame itself had finally come knocking for its price, and the Harris family was paying it in blood. Everything was being rewritten right there in real time for everyone to see. That night, the hospital turned into a cold stage for heartbreak and pain. Lights and cameras catching every raw second like a public trial. You could cut the air with a knife. Tiny collapsed in the hallway after they told her the words no mother should ever hear. King's brain activity was slipping fast, and T.I. dropped to his knees beside her, clutching her hand and whispering broken prayers into the cold tile. Even the nurses couldn't hide it, their eyes wet, faces hollow from seeing too much suffering. No money, no fame, nothing could fix that scene. Someone murmured, "They're just parents, like anyone else," and it hit different. Then the room changed. Out of nowhere, the monitor flickered. A tiny twitch, a single breath, a spark of life that made every soul in the ICU freeze. The doctor shouted for silence, and everybody held their breath like time stopped. Every second felt sacred and dangerous at once. For that brief shining beat, King's heart pumped harder, and the beeping of the machine sounded like hope fighting back. He seemed to claw back toward life, then slipped again. That short flash of life, though, lit faith through the room like a match in the dark. Word spread like wildfire outside. "King's alive!" People screamed, crying, falling to their knees in the streets right then and there. Atlanta exhaled for the first time in days. Hope was fragile but real. Still, behind that small miracle, the truth about the attack stayed buried under silence. Lies and power moves no one wanted to expose. The prison stayed quiet. No reports, no footage, no names, nothing. The Harris family's lawyer called it the biggest cover-up in state history, and while the city froze, T.I. finally broke his silence with a post that cut through the noise. "They tried to break me through my blood, but we don't fall that easy," he wrote. And that line became the anthem for millions. Raw, proud, defiant. Families and strangers worldwide felt the pain like their own. People watched and prayed in unison, tears down faces as they stared at the same live streams. Yet, the chilling part kept growing. Whispers said the people behind it were too powerful to name. Like the truth was locked away in files no one could pull into the light. Others swore T.I. already knew who pulled the strings and was just waiting for the right moment to move. This stopped being a fame story. It turned into something raw and real. It became about survival, justice, and a father's fight to protect what's left of his family. When the sun rose over Atlanta, the ICU glowed soft orange. But outside there was no calm. Only a restless crowd, chanting King's name, clinging to hope like it was oxygen. The steady beeping inside felt like the city's heartbeat. Fragile, but still beating. Nobody could promise King would wake up. But everyone knew this moment had changed everything. The tragedy ripped the mask off power, showing how justice can be twisted and how silence buries the truth. But it also showed something bigger. Pain, when shared, can pull strangers together into a loud, unbreakable voice. The streets answered. Thousands lit candles, raised posters, and stood shoulder to shoulder shouting for justice. The hospital became a fortress of people in grief, cameras and clamor, and still the truth stayed hidden. But the fight had started. Pain turned into power, and the city wouldn't let this be swept under the rug. In the end, the full story might stay buried for now. But one thing echoed across Atlanta loud and clear. Pain made them stronger and louder and more united than ever before. The fight for King had just begun, and the city was ready to see it through. No retreat, no silence. They want answers now.